You just made a super smart decision and saved yourself a shit ton of time and emails. So because this video is going to be about an hour and a half long, I'm going to set it up that you're going to see what specific topic we are talking about as I'm going through all of the various different lessons. This way, if you want to stop and come back and pick it up later on, you don't have to watch the entire thing trying to find your spot where you left off. This video will teach you what all of the psychics and mediums do and why, so you can get a better idea as to how you can possibly incorporate them into your personal life. If at any point as we're going through this entire hour and a half video and you come across a specific topic that really interests you, that you would like to go deeper and learn exactly how to do these exercises along with real life examples so you know what to expect and if you're doing it right, and very specific, easy exercises to implement, under this video and in your email inbox is a link that will go over in great detail how to do every single one of these exercises, along with discovering what your specific most dominant natural intuitive and psychic gift is, your clairs, and specifically how to develop each clair. Now, everything that is in this training in some way, shape, or form ties into helping you develop your clairs. I will also cover really super cool stuff like your spirit guides, psychometry, which is how to feel and read the energy of objects, seeing auras, and so much more. I have an online training and it's almost 5 hours, broken up into bite-sized little digestible chunks, eliminating all the fluff. It's basically this freebie, or you paid for the video lesson, but it's on steroids. It is an excellent starting point if you are new to all of this stuff. No more Google searching, wasting endless hours of your time trying to gather up in all different puzzle pieces and fit them together and make them fit and try and figure them out. It's called Psychic Development Simplified. And again, I will have the link to that underneath this video and in your inbox. So if you're ready, let's get this party started and educate you on all the various different things that you can do and that I do personally, along with all other psychics and mediums, to develop, strengthen, and maintain your relationship with the spirit world.
All right, so let's go into the intro. A lot of what we're going to cover may come up as ridiculously stupid, not what you were expecting, or way too simple. And that's because it is. Most people have this idea that intuition and psychic development or working with energy has to be hard, or it takes forever, or they're expecting some kind of crazy supernatural experience like what the Hollywood movies tell you. You need to throw all expectations and Hollywood stories out the window because it's all over-exaggerated BS. And the chances of experiencing anything like it are very rare. When I say rare, I'm talking like 1%. Possible, but rare. One of the things that stops people's progress is limiting beliefs or expectations based on the movies or TV shows. You know, we all love those freaking shows. My intention with this audio version is to show you the various easy ways you can develop your natural gifts with or without the aid of tools by working with and managing your own energy. Because if you're not self-aware and in tune with your own energy, you will never understand outside psychic energy if you want it to take it a step further. This training is the first and key step to working with and opening your gifts. It's all about priming the pump for bigger and better things. Now, when I say gifts, I'm not talking about casting spells or anything like that. I'm talking about the natural gifts each and every one of us is born with. Sadly, society doesn't teach us how to look within for answers or guidance. We're taught to look to the outside world, others, and even worse, social media and all that crap numbs your senses and your gifts over time. It pulls you further and further away from yourself and your own energy. Your gifts are your inner compass. It points you in the right direction and provides accurate next steps to follow when you feel lost, unsure, simply need some creative answers to move forward in your life. The list is freaking endless. There are about as many ways to receive or perceive energy as there are your gifts and or names for it. Tuning into and strengthening your gifts is really like a cookbook and picking a recipe that interests you. So think of this like as your audio mini cookbook for beginners. Now, there are 2 secrets to really kicking ass quickly and developing or strengthening your natural born gifts. The first one is getting yourself in the receptive state or managing your energy. The other one is the relationship that you have with yourself or understanding your energy. A lot of what we're going to cover here is meant to get you in that receptive state and dive deep within your subconscious. It's not about going out looking for it, but allowing your messages, insight, or what I'll refer to as spirit to come to you. You can replace the word spirit with whatever you like. Your higher self, your intuition, God, angels, spirit guides, crossed over loved ones, universal energy, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. It all works the same. It all comes in the same. You have to allow it to come in, and that is where most people, even myself sometimes, screw it up. We get in our head of what we think it's going to be like and try to control or manipulate it to our advantage. And then that's when you get annoyed and you're not experiencing what you think it's supposed to be like, or when the information doesn't come in on command, and when you don't get a clear message or even the message that we want. Spirit doesn't always have a message. Sometimes they just want you to know that they're there and you're not alone. Try not to overanalyze anything. That's when you lose your connection and shift from your energy to your head, also known as logic and reason. You have to throw logic and reason out the window when you're working with your gifts and shift into another frequency, I'll say, the frequency of reading energy. So how do you know when you're getting a message from spirit if it's nothing like the Hollywood movies? The messages come in different ways for everyone. What works for one person may not work for another. So my intent with this audio version is to give you 30 practical and easy ways to get yourself not only in the receptive state to figure out what works easiest for you, but to show you how easy it really is and get you in tune into your energy so you can learn how to read spirit's energy eventually. What I'm going to give you is not only intuition and psychic development basics, but real life hacks to shift and transform your life in the most magical ways, even if you feel like you're as psychic or intuitive as a bag of freaking rocks. No rocket science here or years of practice needed. Just the shift in your lifestyle and mindset is the key. It is that freaking simple. I want you to approach these lessons like it's a journey. So just enjoy the journey without forcing it down your own throat. Listen to each lesson a day or 5, whatever works for you, as long as you promise to allow yourself to really deep dive into each lesson and evaluate it yourself. Don't just listen to it or think about it for a few minutes and move on. Give yourself a couple minutes to really connect with each lesson in order to see what you connect with and what works for you. The more you open your mind and put any of these techniques into practice as part of your daily life, the faster your gifts will develop. No magic pill, potion, or spell. It's a personal journey of growth and expansion. What you put into it is what you will get out of it. These basic techniques will create less stress and more control over yourself and your life experience. Once you understand your own energy first and develop a deep relationship with yourself, the psychic stuff will be so much easier. Now, if you follow me on social media at all, I teach this kind of stuff in a way that you can practice it as long as you're going about your normal everyday life and no one would ever know. And what I really mean by that is you can connect with spirit while you're taking a shower, food shopping, doing laundry, paying the bills, driving, etc. No need to meditate, although that is a great tool, but a lot of people really struggle with it. And it does require dedicated time and practice along with a lot of disappointment at first. No need to get sage, cards, crystals, or anything else you feel someone would make fun of you with. You will find if you finish this and take it seriously, it really is a simple process. You just have to open up to the possibilities and release all expectations you have. For the maximum benefit and results, I would suggest getting a notebook. While you go through each lesson, think about it and how you can apply it into your life. What ideas come up? How can you incorporate them? We're going to start out with some basic stuff, the foundation, for the first 20 days or so to help you get in the receiving mode and shift your mindset, and then go deeper into tools and such, because in all honesty, the tools aren't really going to help you much if you haven't put the other stuff I want to teach you into practice. So if you're ready to open your senses and see how easy it really is to expand yourself on a deep personal level, let's get this freaking party started. So your prep homework. I want you to really ask yourself why you signed up for this training. What do you hope to gain from it and why? Now, if you want some extra freaking brownie points, feel free to comment under this video so I can see it and respond back. Day 1. Believe in yourself, be open, trust, and allow. All right, let's start with believing in yourself. This sounds simple, right? But it's the foundation, and so many people truly don't believe or connect with the energy or emotion of it. And it's a huge part of working with your gifts. If you truly don't believe it's possible or that you can do it, you are blocking and denying your connection to your gifts and the spirit world. We are all born with the gift. It's just that society doesn't teach us how to go within. We're taught how to look to the outside physical world, right? The other issue that comes up is that we want something thinking it will make us happy, whole, or complete, or solve all of our problems. But at the root of it, we have a limiting belief that we're not aware of and blocking us from receiving it. Take, for example, when I do love readings, okay? So many people want to be loved. But when I go to the root of how you or the other person are preventing it, it's a hidden belief in your subconscious that you're not aware of. Maybe you believe it's a long, hard road, fishing and throwing your dates back. Maybe you believe there's a shortage of good men or women. Maybe you believe you're not worthy of something spectacular. You kind of get the idea here? Those are all hidden negative beliefs covered by a desire. Those hidden negative beliefs are all the spirit or universe hears. That's all they hear. Even though you're not physically might be saying it, what's buried in there is what the universe, spirit, and the law of attraction hears. This is the energy you give off at your core. When you truly believe in yourself, there isn't anything you can't freaking do. So the second one, be open. Spirit comes in all different ways, so you have to release control or expectations, otherwise you're setting yourself up for a big disappointment. Think of it this way. You can't control how or when other people communicate with you, right? So to give you an example, say you send somebody a text, or you call them and leave them a voicemail, if anybody still does that. You can't control when they're going to respond or how. Meaning, are they going to call you back? Are they going to text you? Are they going to email you? Are they going to show up at your door? Are they going to send you a letter, right? You kind of get the idea here. All right, the next one, trust. If you're scared for whatever reason, ask yourself why. When you trust, you allow things to happen. I know I only focus on my higher self, my spirit guides, my angels, my crossed over loved ones. My intent and my focus is to only connect to that which is, or which will lead me to my highest, happiest, healthiest good. The next one, allow. Again, the key is not to control or dictate what happens, how, or when. You have to clear your energy and allow the process or relationship to evolve. Now, if I said clear your energy and that kind of confuses you, clear your head. The more you put into it without demanding or putting pressure on it, the more things will happen. I swear to you. Pay attention to those little synchronicities and random bursts of inspiration. All right, so why is this important? This is the first step or layer in evaluating your own personal energy. Any blocks that will show you, that will slow you down or hinder your receptive state. Remember, you got to get in the receptive state. This will also help you connect with yourself and get you in the receptive mode to allow what you believe is possible. Day 2, make a connection to something greater than yourself. You have to believe in a power greater than yourself that doesn't have a physical body. Any form of life energy will do. Working with your gifts is all about learning to feel, read, and sense energy. It's also about believing in a higher power or higher intelligence for guidance, healing, or whatever it is that you need at the moment. Sometimes we get in our head, feel alone, or like our life is out of control. When you believe or look to a higher power, it not only gives you hope, strength, and faith to keep going, but the power to bust through life's shitstorms and courage when needed. So why is this important? If you don't deeply believe in an outside higher power or universal energy, again, you are blocking your abilities. It doesn't matter if it's your soul, God, Jesus, Mother Earth, the universe, a crossed over loved one, etc. Find something greater than yourself and connect to that life force on a daily basis just by thinking about it or talking to it. Now, you don't have to talk out loud. You can talk in your head, all right? They still hear you even if it's in your head. This will help you open up to connecting and getting messages or signs from that life force, and it'll show you the road to your highest, happiest, healthiest self, future, and outcome if you are open to it. So it's kind of like if you're one of those people who doesn't believe in God, well, why the hell are you going to church? Day 3, set the stage and intention when doing specific tasks. Now, everything in the spiritual or psychic world revolves around your intentions and how or where you direct your energy. So why do you want to connect with spirit? What type of spirit? Again, higher self, spirit guides, crossed over loved ones, etc. And for what outcome? Healing, insight, manifestation, etc. If you're doing this just for shits and giggles, you're going to be disappointed, and honestly, you are wasting your freaking time. Another way intentions work, take, for example, jewelry. All of my jewelry represents something spiritual to me. Certain earrings to help me open up my ear chakras, certain necklaces to help me connect with the dead, other necklaces to connect with my guides when I create work-related stuff, etc. You want to set the intention into what quote-unquote door you would like access to. The door to your higher self, the door to a past life, a door to love, finances, health, the future, etc. Or what information you want to channel. Right? So say you're asking a question. It's not necessarily a door. Try and get as specific as possible. This will help with understanding and translating any messages you may get. Or you could always leave the door open to whatever it is that you need to know right now for your highest, happiest, healthiest good. That's generally what I roll with when someone wants a reading, just to see what comes up. Another way intentions work is when it comes to manifesting and working with the law of attraction or universal energy. Where you set your intentions is where you set your energy. Just remember, your thoughts and your energy become things. So, I'll give you a quick example. If your energy is constantly focused on stress and chaos and drama and woe is me, why is things always happening? Guess what? You're attracting more of the same stuff. Why is this important? It sets the stage for you to not only create or manifest, but connect with a higher energy as you're doing something in your normal everyday life without having to schedule time for it, because a lot of us really struggle with that. This is about connecting with your energy and starting a flow of energy momentum. This will allow you to connect with your innocent, childlike, creative energy where anything is possible and you are the creator of everything. This is the beginning of believing in your magic and creating it. Day 4, discover what your natural gifts are. This is going to be a little bit longer than the norm, but let's dive into it, right? We're all born with natural, intuitive, and psychic gifts. Society just doesn't focusing on developing them. Society focuses more on logical, analytical thinking, or what you can prove with science or see with your own eyes, along with what others say or think you should do, as opposed to you tuning into yourself for the answers. We're never taught how to look within for the answers, but outside ourselves. We are all basically taught to unplug from ourselves and distrust or second guess ourselves. So your main natural gifts are your clairs. Just like your 5 basic physical senses, see, hear, taste, touch, and smell, but on a much deeper and intimate level. Let's review what the clairs are, along with you discovering what your most dominant one may be. All right, why is this important before we go into the clairs? This is the beginning of really diving in and understanding how spirit may communicate with you and what area you can focus on or develop or strengthen. It will help eliminate any kind of overwhelm. A lot of what we're going to cover in this entire training ties into developing your clairs. If you follow me on Facebook, I do a lot of live sharing with you when this type of stuff happens in my personal life, so you can get a better idea of what that's like. And again, I'll include the link to that underneath this video. All right, what are the clairs? Clairvoyant, which is also known as clear seeing. This is the ability to see things with your mind's eye or your third eye. If you're a highly visual person, like an artist, photographer, graphic designer, interior designer, some kind of decorator or builder, etc., You appreciate anything that is pleasing to the eye. This would be your most dominant gift to start working with. The next one, clairaudient, which is clear hearing, clear hearing. This is the ability to hear things in your own head, like your own thoughts, or externally, like through a song. These are usually your gifted musicians, singers, writers, public speakers, etc. If you find it easy to connect with music or sounds and become one with them, tuning everything else out and tuning into those sounds or that music, this might be your most dominant gift. Clairsentient, which is also known as clear feeling. This is the ability to sense or feel things like the emotions of others without them telling you, along with allowing yourself to truly feel your own emotions. These are your empaths. If you are an emotional person, heart-centered, like a nurse, doctor, therapist, you probably have the gift of clairsentience. They're your healers, your caregivers, your Reiki practitioners, your therapists, your counselors, your doctors, your nannies, etc. If you feel like you connect with this may be your most dominant gift. All right, so the next one is claircognizant, which is also clear knowing. This is like your gut. This is the ability to just know things without physical or scientific proof. Think of it like mother's intuition. If you're that fact finder or someone who prefers deep conversations, such as a philosopher, scientist, or leader, you may have the gift of claircognizance. These are your very intellectual people who like education and learning. These are your fact finders who are not into small talk and prefer deeper one-on-one conversations. They are usually workaholics who overthink and brush aside the gift as thinking it's common knowledge to everyone. So again, examples: philosophers, professors, doctors, scientists, religious people, sales, and business leaders. Now, let me tell you something about this. Don't expect to be omnipotent, okay? You're not God. Or expect to know everything that is going to happen. No matter how much intuitive or psychic work you may be, did I say that right? A lot of stuff is still left for surprises and the unknown. If we know too much or everything about our life journey, we screw up our path and our purpose and miss major blessings, lessons, and opportunities, even people that carry us to new levels. I didn't know someone I knew and trusted was going to rape me. And I actually had someone say to me, "I thought you were psychic. Didn't you know this was going to happen?" That freaking killed me. I thought to myself, I must be a horrible, shitty freaking psychic, and my gifts and my senses are so freaking off. But then I thought, who the F does this person here think he is, right? No, I had not a clue. Why? Because I wasn't supposed to know. It would have altered the chain of events that took place afterwards. But I channeled that into one of the biggest blessings of my life. And that led me to the person I am today, living an amazing freaking life and doing this kind of stuff. All right, the next one, clairaurience. This is the ability to smell things when they are not under your nose, like your deceased grandfather's tobacco pipe when no one is smoking in the room, right? Obviously, if you are very much into smelly type stuff, oils, candles, incense, this could be your most dominant ability. The next one, clairgustance. This is the ability to taste things without them physically being in your mouth. If you can taste a type of food, or taste something and pick out the ingredients, or look at a photo and think of a chocolate cake and literally taste it, guess what? You have that gift. So just take a moment and note what specific clair you connect with and what relates to your personality. Day 5. Allow yourself to daydream and do it a lot. Again, sounds silly, but daydreaming removes creative blocks and helps you tune into the power of manifesting and shifting your energy. Remember in yesterday's lesson, I talked about tuning into your inner child where anything is possible with no limitations? Allow yourself to go back to that childlike state where anything is possible before adult responsibilities, limiting beliefs, and pressure became part of your daily life. The point here is to get out of logic and reason and the physical world and tune into anything is possible energy world. Manifesting. We'll just call it daydreaming because that's basically what it is, right? And working with your gifts goes hand in hand. Even if you can only do it for 3 minutes at a time, allow yourself the freedom to give birth to ideas and dreams. When you can emotionally connect to that dream like it's real, like feeling the emotion of it, while releasing the control or need to have it right now, just enjoy in the moment, that is when you create magic. Pay attention to the signs or breadcrumbs leading you on the journey and acknowledge them. So why is this important? It helps with developing your gifts and becoming the alchemist or master manifester. This is where you shift energy and create magic. Even raise your vibration to open the doors to spirit and yourself blending together. Day 6. Make yourself a personal mantra and affirmations. This does friggin' wonders. Not only for raising your vibe, but training your brain to break free of limiting beliefs, right? When working with your gifts, it's a lot easier when you are in a higher vibrational state versus a shitty one. Whatever it is you feel is a struggle for you, change the tone, the energy, or the way you are looking at it through affirmations and mantras. So what's the difference between the two? An affirmation changes beliefs, mantras move energy, and we are working with both in this training. Affirmations are used to reprogram the subconscious mind, to encourage us to believe certain things about ourselves or about the world and or our place in it. Affirmations are a self-help strategy used to promote self-confidence and believe in your own abilities. Example, I am worthy and deserving of endless abundance in every form, right? Mantras are a word, a sound, or a syllable that is repeated over and over again. It is said to have a powerful vibrational resonance. They're used in meditation, yoga, and other spiritual practices like Buddhism and Hinduism. Example, the sound Om when you're meditating. So why is this important? It will help you not only catch yourself saying or thinking negative things, but train your brain to stop that shit and get yourself in the positive, anything is possible type mode. But get you in a more receptive to working with spirit. The trick is to really feel and believe what it is that you are saying. It will help you. Day 7, spend time in nature. Do you ever notice how if you're stressed out or pissed off and you go for a walk outside, it's like a reset button and you come back to earth clear-headed and feeling better? It's also a form of grounding. Mother Nature / Earth is a huge living, breathing ball of energy and life. The other awesome thing about nature is that you can zone into various other, I'll say, for lack of a better word, universes, right? Or places to go. So an example would be like the bugs in the dirt. They haven't a clue about technology or anything to do with our world. They live in their own world, never even knowing they are sharing space with humans or what that is like, right? It's the same thing with every other living thing in the water, right? You get my point? Spending time in nature is one massive cure-all remedy, especially for healing and connecting with a never-ending life force. Think of nature like this. We have our 4 seasons of death and growth, right? So take full advantage of those seasons and what they represent. So let's go over them real quick. Winter. Winter is a long and dreary season, and it's a great time for personal introspect and getting a game plan together for the future, a time to build strength. Spring. Spring is a time of cleaning, cleansing, and restoration. It's a season with a lot of rain to feed the seeds planet. Think of yourself as a seed, right? A time of transition, bloom, pruning, and regrowth after the winter hibernation. Summer. Summer is marked of a time of extreme dryness and heat. A need for more water than usual to sustain strength and life, or spiritual dryness. It's a time of needing more spiritual food than usual to stay replenished. The fall. The fall is marked as a time of harvest and bearing fruits, a time of preparation for winter, getting ready for another transition. So why is this important? When you spend time in nature, it not only sucks out all the mental BS, but fills you with life and grounds you. It helps you tune into the idea that everyone and everything is one, that we are not alone. Look how much life or nature survives each season and major change and always comes back to life. Day 8. Read books, blogs, and other articles from trusted psychics or mentors. I hope to God, please tell me you are watching this and pausing it and taking notes, because there's no way in hell you're ever going to remember all this. All right, back to day 8. Be like a sponge and absorb as much education as you can when it comes to expanding your life and not just the spiritual or psychic stuff. I offer a ton of content and training available to you on my YouTube channel. The more you educate yourself, the more you create the kind of life you want. Again, you are raising your vibe, you're gaining momentum and drive to not only see your future, but feel it. Work on expanding all areas of your life, get out of your comfort zone, and focus on a goal. Then find someone you vibe with that can teach it in a way that you can relate, that is easily digestible for you. Want to take it a step further? Work with a mentor and invest in their paid training or one-on-one coaching. It helps you break through barriers a lot freaking faster. This would be on a deeper and more personal interactive level, giving you that one-on-one personalized attention. So why is this important? The struggle with trying to figure it out on your own will be eliminated. Plus, it will give you a different perspective and outside guidance when needed. It's like a fast pass, real-life spirit guide, for lack of a better word. 9. Pay attention to subtle messages, thoughts, feelings, reoccurring ideas, and physical clues. This is how your intuition or spirits communicates with you most of the time. It's not always a slap upside the head, can't miss it type thing. These are thoughts and ideas that come out of pretty much nowhere. They can come in intense or subtle ways that you would miss them. A lot of this training is going to help you pick up and tune into the subtle stuff. So many times we brush them off as random thoughts that are insignificant or even crazy ideas pushing you out of your comfort zone. Yes, your intuition can give you messages that scare you a little bit and push you out of your comfort zone so you can grow and take your life to the next level. It can also come in like a master download of information or a small stepping stone to take action. The other thing that spirit will send you physical signs. Maybe your crossed over mother-in-law loved birds and you keep getting birds flying into the window. Or maybe you just think you have really clean freaking windows. Maybe you keep seeing hearts or repeat number sequences on a regular basis. Why is this important? We all have stories or experiences of when our intuition or even our guides or our crossed over loved ones told us to do or not to do something, or some type of experience with spirit. It will help you remember and remind yourself that your gifts are real and the spirit world does exist. Day 10. Get in the habit of asking yourself questions, or even asking your guides or your crossed over loved one questions. Much like talking to yourself, but do it with the intent and mindset that a higher energy will be giving you the answers. The answers may come through your intuition, through meeting new people, through new opportunities, or come in as signs. Remember, you have to release control as to how and when they get back to you. Think of it like opening the door and allowing that higher energy to answer you. Eventually, you'll develop a connection to that higher energy, and it will answer you in the manner that works best for you. You will notice a pattern with how spirit responds to your questions. Just be patient, open to clues, and release any control you may want to have over it, like when, where, or how you get your answers. A lot of times we talk to ourselves or make comments to ourselves without allowing ourselves to go deeper and actually receiving an answer. We force things or react instead of taking the time to respond. Give spirit time to respond. Why is this important? You are opening yourself up to not only believing, but allowing spirit a chance to respond in various ways. I guarantee you have been getting signs and messages, but missing them and thinking it's just going to come in some certain crazy way, or you're driving yourself nuts with frustration, being demanding or impatient. Day 11. Do a body scan. Most of our lives we are living in survival mode or running on E without realizing it. Living this way creates problems and manifests into our physical body. We get sick, we experience pain, stress, exhaustion, you freaking name it. I'm sure you can go on. We just keep going until we crash and burn. Or even worse, miss a major health issue that could have been caught in its early stages. Why is this important? This will help you start to tune into your own energy on a frequent basis before a crash and burn or other problems arise. This will also help you become better connected to the energy of your physical body, not just the energy of spirit. This will also help you open up and tune into your chakras. Sometimes spirit will communicate with you by giving you physical sensations. So let me tell you real quick what the chakras are if you're not familiar with them. And we're going to start at the bottom. Like, we're going to start at your ass and work up to your head. So the first chakra is known as the root chakra. This has to do with trust and survival instincts. It provides support for living in the physical reality. The second chakra is your sacral chakra. It channels information like emotions, sexuality, creativity, and body-to-spirit communication. The third one, your solar plexus, also known as your gut, contains information about energy distribution, including how you focus your energy to create your life experiences, wisdom, and power. The fourth chakra is your heart. It channels in, obviously, information concerning everything to do with love, healing, oneness, and infinity. The fifth chakra, your throat chakra, helps you communicate with your higher self, your body, others, and spirit. The sixth chakra, also known as the third eye, channels your perception or awareness, the information on clairvoyance and abstract intuition. The seventh chakra, your crown chakra, this is like the baby soft spot on your head, is the place where you, the spiritual being, can enter your body, or where like that higher intelligent information comes through. Not just from yourself, but the spiritual and or psychic realms. If any of your chakras are too open or closed, you can throw your life off balance, affecting your search for fulfillment or your reason for being. Whenever you block whatever experience you think you are having, you in turn block your chakras. And ultimately, your physical, emotional, spiritual, and psychic lives become distorted. Day 12. Get outside your comfort zone and face some fears. This has to do with removing limiting beliefs, along with learning how to trust your intuition and face those fears that are preventing you from not only living your most abundant life, but connecting to the spiritual world. When you get outside your comfort zone, that is when you come to life. Fear is learned when we're young, right? Do you ever notice how little kids have no freaking fear? They're too busy exploring and enjoying the freedom of experiencing life. As we grow, we have bad experiences and then tell ourselves a story about it. We're also told to fear through other people, social media, the news, our government. We also witness things that can change our perception. Understand, since it's learned, it can be unlearned. So what I want you to understand here is the difference between rational and irrational fear. Rational fear is a reaction to a real threat that you need to protect ourselves. Rational fear is something that we are consciously aware of. Example, when you're walking in the forest, you see a poisonous snake at your feet, right? That's a rational fear. An irrational fear is something you, as an individual, fear, even when there is no direct link or real threat going on at the moment or right in front of you. So an example would be, I don't know, you see a poisonous snake on TV, right? Or if you're like me and you have PTSD, it's going into an experience and a trigger where you're reliving something from your past, even though you're sitting on the couch watching freaking Netflix or listening to this. I want you to look at fear as an opportunity for you to become stronger, to trust yourself, to grow, and level up another rung on that ladder of your dreams and desires. So why is this important? Your intuition and other gifts will push you out of your comfort zone and challenge you so you can grow and experience new things and excel to higher levels. The more you control and face your fears, the more you take control of your life, develop confidence, and become the master of your life instead of allowing your own fears to control and block your abundance and happiness and growth. Remember, fear is an opportunity for greatness. So, I don't know, say you're scared to open your third eye because you think you're going to see ghosts and spirits, and again, Hollywood BS. Your intuition, like to give you a prime example, my other online business, paint and sell glassware, and that's all physical products. I have to physically buy the glasses, I have to buy the paint the glasses, and then buy all the packaging material and ship the material. One day my intuition told me, you should make videos and teach people how to do this themselves. And I was like, oh, hell no. Then nobody's going to buy my glasses. I don't know shit about recording, editing, uploading. I look like an idiot. I sound horrible on camera. Like this, no freaking way. Well, that's what I mean by a fear. I listened to that fear and I went ahead and learned how to do this stuff, and bam, here I am doing this, making videos on YouTube and selling courses and everything in the digital world. So it landed me into a lifestyle where it's basically like I do the work one time, write a book once, and then it just sells on autopilot over and over and over again on its own through the internet, which means I'm not tied to a physical location, right? I don't have any overhead expenses. I truly do live that laptop lifestyle, but I was terrified to get on camera and put myself out there into the world. So that's what I mean by a fear. Day 13, be an alchemist. These people know how to transform things for the better. They are the master manifestors, the magicians, and the creative energy shifters. Kind of like when life throws you lemons, you turn it into lemonade. Or turn something shitty into gold. I refer to it as turning shitty energy into rocket fuel for success. Now, if you are feeling low or down in the dumps, you're in a negative, low energy state, and it's going to be really hard to see, hear, feel, or notice intuitive or psychic messages. All you're doing is continuing to pick up and create momentum by feeding that negative shit wheel. You're also manifesting or attracting more BS in your life through the law of attraction. So once you catch yourself in a shitty state, do what you have to do in order to change it. Make sure to take care of yourself with personal maintenance and do it frequently. Too often we put ourselves last on the priority list. So why is this important? This is an area that once you get really good at, not only will life's obstacles seem insignificant, but your confidence in yourself will rise, and you will be able to tune into that magical part of yourself where spirit really comes in, because you're not only working with and creating energy, but self-aware through tuning into and shifting energy into a higher vibrational state. You're not stopping energy, but just shifting it while staying in the flow of it. Day 14. Always focus on love, gratitude, and see the beauty in everything. This sounds like something you would want to skip over, but I swear to you, it's huge. You may have noticed by now a lot of intuition and psychic development revolves around the relationship that you have with yourself and your mindset, the things that you tell yourself. You have to get yourself in the right state of mind in order to, keyword here, receive your messages and be open to how it comes in. Remember day 1? Not only will a lot of these practices help you shift your life into a happier state of mind, but it opens you up to so many blessings in life because that is where you are directing your attention to. It will also help with yesterday's lesson on becoming an alchemist. So why is this important? This will help you connect to your higher self. It will help you ground yourself and not allow life's chaos in the physical world to pull you out of your true soul's alignment and energy. This also helps with opening your third eye chakra. It forces you to look at things from a different perspective of a higher vibration, thus making it easier to pick up on messages and get in the receiving state. So a personal example, when I look at dandelions in my yard, I don't see weeds. I see wishes. Wishes that are about to be fulfilled. And man, do I have so many blessings and wishes that are about to be filled on my property, right? So, you kind of get the idea on, take something that normally would be perceived as ugly and try and find the beauty in it. Day 15, get in the routine of listening more and talking less. We all like to talk about ourselves and maybe school others, right? Admit it, okay? But sometimes the ego creeps in, and next thing you know, you're no longer in the receptive state and trying to dominate a conversation. A lot of times we listen with the intent of replying back. So it's like half-assed listening. When you get in, like half-assed listening would be if you've been listening to this entire thing so far and you have not taken a single note, written down a single idea, or how you can incorporate this stuff into your life. But when you get in the routine of listening or observing and taking a conversation in, you are in the receptive state to better hear what spirit or your gifts are telling you. When spirit talks to you, it's not loud like the ego. It's very soft and subtle, and the messages can easily be missed because we're more focused on responding or waiting for that moment to jump into a conversation. So why is this important? This will help you not only develop clairaudience, but will help with developing empathy and feeling a person's words. When you can connect with others like this, it will be easier for you to tune in, connect, and hear the spiritual world. Day 16, make a sacred space. This is exactly what it sounds like. Super simple exercise that will clean up your visual and mental chaos or overwhelm to help you better connect to the spiritual world. A lot of intuition and psychic development exercise can greatly be enhanced when you incorporate physical exercises into the mix, or visuals. If you are a very visual person, this really does wonders. When your physical space is pleasing to the eye and it represents something special to you, it opens up your creative and visual flow to receive messages. You just feel friggin' better, connected, and eliminate the mental shit out of your head. It's like your happy place. Now, when I say sacred space, remember when you first moved into your home? The newness, the dreams, the excitement, seeing a future there. Eventually that fades, right? With most people. This is about injecting all those thoughts and emotions in the areas around you visually. Remember when the first time you took the time to hang all those family photos and special moments on your wall? I guess that depends on how old you are. A lot of people don't develop photographs anymore. I do. But when you took the time to create like a photo collage, in your living room, when was the last time you actually looked at them? Right? You took all that energy, time, and love to visually make it nice in your home, and then it just more than likely just sits there and you never tune into it anymore. So it's the same thing. So why is this important? It will help develop clairvoyance, clear seeing, the third eye, and clairsentience, which is clear feeling or your gut, while you visually feel connected to a special area, right? Or think of it kind of like going to church. Some people think, they have to go to church in order to connect with God. No, if you have a little trinket or a cross or something around you, there you go. It's the same exact thing. Day 17. Listen to music that has no words and is relaxing or motivating for you. Again, I tested this one out. Remember, I live, eat, and breathe this stuff. I've been doing it for over 20 years. I'm not saying eliminate certain music from your life, but incorporating playing music that has no words, like nature sounds, Zen music, binaural beats, whatever floats your boat. I like to listen to Metallica and Ozzy when I'm driving or cleaning, but when I work or create content or want to tune into my guides, I listen to relaxing instrumental Zen type stuff, and it really does open up a different frequency to allow the creativeness and messages to come through. Why is this important? When you listen to music with no words, it allows you to open up your thoughts and emotions and get in a creative zone. It's a great way to develop clairaudience also, clear hearing. So when you're taking away the words, you're allowing your thoughts, your emotions, all of your chakras, all of your senses to take you on a journey and fill in the quote-unquote blanks or the words. Day 18, mindful breathing. Pay attention to your breath and become one with it. By this, I mean go deep into another freaking planet with your breathing. If you're pissed off, stressed, suck at meditation, or just don't have the patience for it at the moment, this is what I do. It's a great way to ground yourself and clear your energy quickly. Close your eyes, and as you inhale, follow the air as it enters your nose, and then as it goes down into your lungs. See if you can feel the tiny hairs on the exhale. Follow the air going in your lungs, into your nose, into your mouth. You get the idea. The key here is to observe the breath instead of forcing it with your mind. Let your body lead and your mind will follow. Become one with your breath and connect with it. So why is this important? This is something we do without even thinking about it or being mindful of. It's never even a thought to tune into our breath, but it's a simple key element to connecting with your energy or spirit because it forces you to put yourself first and plug into you. A lot of people don't realize the things we take for granted and don't even think about it. And these are the easiest ways to develop your gifts and connect with spirit. I freaking shit you not. Day 19, meditate. This is huge. So without talking for 5 hours on this topic, let me give you a quick crash course and bust some myths. A lot of people think you need to stop thinking, right? The only way you're going to stop thinking is if you're freaking dead. Meditation is not about not thinking, but allowing your adult to-do list to subside and tune into the deep stuff that's deep inside of you so it can come through and communicate with you. It's about diving in the subconscious or tuning into, oh God, I'm just going to shut up and keep reading. You also don't want to analyze what comes up. Just take a note like watching a movie without thinking too much about it. Just follow the story that's being presented or laid out for you. Meditation is the equivalent of cooking freaking chicken. You can do it 10 million different places and do it for 10 million different reasons. There are various types of meditation. It's just a matter of finding what works for you. So there's 9 different popular types of meditations, and I'll go over and tell you what they are. Mindfulness. This helps you pay attention to your thoughts as they pass through your mind. You don't judge the thoughts or become involved with them. You just simply observe and take note of any patterns. The second one is spiritual meditation. It's similar to prayer, right? That you reflect on the silence around you and seek a deeper connection with your God or universe or crossed over loved ones, etc. The third one is focused meditation. This involves concentration using any of the 5 senses. Let me see the fourth one here, movement meditation. It's an active form of meditation where the movement guides you. It's good for people who find peace in action and prefer to let their minds wander, kind of like yoga. The fifth one is mantra meditation. It doesn't matter if your mantra is spoken loudly or quietly. After chanting the mantra for some time, you'll be more alert and in tune with your environment. This allows you to experience deeper levels of awareness. This was kind of like one of the lessons, where I specifically said mantras and affirmations. It's a form of a meditation. So if you suck at meditation, this would help you out. The sixth one is transcendental meditation. This practice is for those who like structure and are serious about maintaining a meditation practice. The seventh one is progressive relaxation, also known as body scan meditation, right? I kind of went over that a little bit with you. Progressive relaxation is a practice aimed at reducing tension in the body and promoting relaxation. Oftentimes, this form of meditation involves slowly tightening and relaxing one muscle group at a time throughout the body. The eighth one is loving kindness meditation. Loving kindness meditation is used to strengthen feelings of compassion, kindness, and acceptance toward oneself and others. Empathy. It typically involves opening the mind to receive love from others and then sending a series of well wishes to loved ones, like a prayer, or all living beings. The ninth one is visualization. This is the one everybody thinks they have to do. You don't. Visualization meditation is a technique to focus on enhancing feelings of relaxation, peace, and calmness by visualizing positive scenes or images. With this practice, it's important to imagine a scene vividly and use all of your senses to add as much detail as possible. So why is this important? The benefits of meditation, reduced stress, emotional balance, increased focus, reduced pain, reduced anxiety, increased creativity, reduced depression, increased memory, increased passion, compassion, increased productivity. And why are you here listening to this? To connect with your higher self, your soul, your angels, your guides, crossed over loved ones. Day 20. Eat high vibrational healthy foods. In other words, avoid crap food. I tested this out and it does work. Depending on your lifestyle, that's another topic. So depending on your lifestyle and eating habits, it may be hard to do. Try to stick with as much natural food as possible. You know, the stuff straight from the earth instead of processed man-made stuff. When I eliminated McDonald's and alcohol, my abilities became so much stronger and clearer to the point where I didn't have to work so hard to tuning into them. All the information easily came to me in various ways as I just went about my normal everyday life. Where when I fueled my body with crap food, the information was kind of foggy and confusing and like just kind of misfired. It worked, it didn't work, it didn't work out right. So as far as meat, some spiritual mentors will tell you to eliminate meat. I never tried it because I freaking love meat and it's too much a part of my daily diet. So whatever, if you don't have to eliminate meat, if you don't want to. The whole point is here, stop eating Twinkies and McDonald's and the potato chips. As far as drugs, I have PTSD. And I found that occasionally smoking marijuana not only helps me with that issue, but it really opens up my senses when I have a hard time focusing. So take that with a grain of salt, all right? I'm not encouraging anyone to smoke pot, but I have found that it does help me personally. It helps me shift, manage, and channel my own energy and get me out of like the ADD brain and into my energy senses so I can better connect with spirit and get the clearer messages. So why is this important? Think of your body as a sacred temple and freaking treat it that way. Or think of your gut, your instincts, your intuition. You know, what are you fueling it with? Do I need to list all the health benefits when it comes to eating better? I'm sure you know what they are. Day 21. Break up or switch your routine and add something new to the mix. I call it being in survival mode. You know, when you're so used to adulting and taking care of all your responsibilities, you sometimes forget about you and fulfilling your own needs, wants, and desires. You get so used to going through the motions and your energy becomes stale or bored. Wake up, rinse, wash, repeat with no passion or purpose. For what? Go do something different that you normally wouldn't do, or go back to doing something you used to do and for whatever reason stop. Why is this important? Energy gets stale or stagnant when it's not moving or new things have not been added to the mix. This helps you constantly keep your energy moving and rejuvenated, for lack of a better word. Think of it like you're a mixing bowl, but always mixing the same basic chocolate cake, right? Challenge yourself to make a new kind of cake by getting out of your comfort zone a little. You will find your senses open up by injecting new things into the mix and switching things up. Day 22, journal. And when I say journal, I mean with your personal thoughts, your dreams, your day, meditations, cards, etc. Write everything down. There is something to be said about taking what's inside you and putting it out of your body and onto the physical paper. Ever hear of automatic writing? Okay. When you get in the routine of writing, some insane guidance and information comes out, along with keeping track of growth and experiences. Journaling helps you get out of your head and into your heart space or soul. So why is this important? When you go old school and write things out, you're able to release what's inside of you and then put it on paper and then kind of see like the map or the journey. A lot of times we get stuck in our head and everything just kind of clusterfucks together. Write it out. Even mind mapping is a great way to organize your thoughts and messages. It helps get you out of the ego and into your intuitive space. This is also a form of cord cutting and attracting what you want into your life. There are so many freaking benefits to not being lazy and just writing some stuff down. Day 23. Make a symbol book. This is where we're getting into the good meat and potatoes. This is a great exercise. Well, one, it's going to involve writing shit down again, okay? But this is a great exercise for not only intuition development, but also practicing mediumship or connecting with your spirit guides and even opening your third eye. You see how freaking great writing shit down is? If you do any journaling, this is another exercise you can take a pen and paper to. Most people do not hear voices. They don't have a mouth to communicate, right? Spirit doesn't have a mouth to communicate. So you have to learn or create different forms of communication. You do this through creating a symbol book. You would see symbols or clues in your mind's eye or the physical world. This will help with understanding more specific kind of communication. Of course, you would want to use all your clairs, but this is a good start to understanding what spirit may be telling you, how they can. This is like you developing a language with them, right? It's like you're developing your own sign language. So let me give you an example. A basic universal example: wedding bells. Okay, that tells you someone's getting married or newlywed. An American flag will tell you someone's from the USA. Maybe a military logo will tell you what branch of the military they're in. You get the idea? So why is this important? This helps establish the new language between you and spirit to take out the confusion of figuring out what in the world they are trying to tell you. So it's like if you're really digesting this stuff and taking notes and allowing yourself to process it and think about it, there's several exercises that I already went over and told you about, and you see how they kind of all go together. My crossed over brother, he was tattooed, his entire body was tattooed with demonic devil type stuff, right? So whenever I see the number 666, that I told my brother, I made him part of the symbol book with my personal language with him, that 666 is the number that I would want him to show me to let me know he's around or answer whatever question, or depending on what technique I was using that day. I shit you not, I see that number 5 out of 7 days out of the week. I talk to my brother every freaking day. But you get the idea as to how that works, right? All right, let's keep going. Day 24, the stoner moment. So this has nothing to do with smoking pot. It's just an analogy I use that people can understand. Ever have those moments where you just kind of zone out and you go blank for a minute? You can totally take advantage of that moment. It's a space where you are free from yourself and unplugged from reality at the moment. It's like a mild form of meditation or grounding exercise that you can not only catch yourself doing, but train yourself to do it on command. If you suck at meditation, this is great. So to give you an example, like right now, I noticed a phone charger, right? I just kind of went into that stoner moment and I noticed myself zoning out on my phone charger, right? On it is a logo of a smiley face winking that says fast charge, right? So how do you this is where I'm giving you the extra stuff. So how do you translate that into a message? I take that as my spirit guide at me saying, good job. Fast charge is exactly that. Charging myself or tuning in quickly. Having the ability to plug into a higher frequency. It's that freaking simple. Nothing complicated. When you get in a routine of doing this, you can go so freaking deep and get more in-depth messages. This is how I'm able to do readings for people without using any tools. Now, when I say tools, I'm talking cards or pendulums or anything like that, right? The stoner moment is an excellent exercise. So why is this important? The way I describe it, it's like Moses parting the seas, and it's like a gateway to spirit where you can connect and pick up messages without the world interfering. So if you think of that whole Moses parting the seas, right? There's obviously the sea, the ocean right in front. And when the seas are parted, that's your stoner moment where you're kind of zoned out and you can completely see and connect with and see the path to the other side, right? So the other side would be your angels, your guides, your crossed over loved ones, right? Pretty freaking cool. Day 25. Use Angel Oracle, Specialty, or Tarot cards. This would require hours of training, and I have a very in-depth course on this topic where I train you to get to the point where, one, you don't have to memorize the cards, but you get so freaking good at it that this, again, is where you'll be able to do readings and get messages just from visually looking at things. It's called A Girl's Guide to Badassery. Again, I'll include the link to that underneath here. But cards are a great tool that can be used in so many different ways for various different things, but the end result is the same: insight, clarity, and answers. So real quick, what is the difference between the different types of cards? Angel cards help you connect and specifically work with your angels. They are all positive and uplifting messages. Oracle cards, they help you connect and work with any form of energy. Okay, they are a mix of positive and negative cards representing all life's ups and downs. Specialty cards, this would be like your life purpose deck, your romance deck, your past lives deck, mediumship, etc. They all focus on a very specific topic of interest. Tarot cards. This is a deck consisting of a structured 78 card deck with the majors and minors. The majors represent major life events that cannot be altered, and minor ones, which consist of the four different suits, the cups, pentacles, swords, and wands, that are all, like everyday stuff that you can manipulate, work around, alter, change, whatever's coming in. It's a very... Tarot is an extremely in-depth card reading that gives you everything from the good, the bad, the ugly to the freaking wonderful. It just gives you a huge range of life's ups and downs that will, and wiggle room to shift and change if you work with the law of attraction. So why is this important? This is a great tool to help you develop your intuitive abilities, especially clairvoyance or your third eye. If you are a very visual person, this is an excellent tool to use. Day 26, open your third eye. A lot of what we went over so far in this training will help you open your third eye. Now, Hollywood will tell you when you open your third eye, you're going to see ghosts and such. I would say that's like 99% not true. It's mostly through your mind's eye. So when I say your mind's eye, an example would be, think of your childhood home. What you can see in your head, right? Can you see your old bedroom? Where the bed was, what your bedspread was, where the curtains were, what toys you had in there, right? That's seeing something in your mind's eye. It's the same concept. Again, if you really want to focus on your third eye, I have an online course called A Girl's Guide to Badassery. That's all about card reading, okay? You'll learn how to read every and any kind of deck of cards without having to memorize them. And again, the end result is being able to do readings and get messages from freaking looking at the cereal boxes in the grocery store. Okay, so how do you know if your third eye is opening? Your old perception of things seems superficial, and you realize that you see the physical world as only a fraction of what really exists. As a result, you begin to increase your frequency, and your state of consciousness or awareness begins to change. 2. How do you know? If the third eye accidentally opens, you may feel disconnected from the real world. You can have this strange feeling as if you live in a dream, right? As if everything was a lie and nothing else is important. You may even question your sanity a little bit as you see everything from a different perspective. Another way you would know is you will understand that there are no coincidences in life. You begin to notice all the synchronicities that have occurred around you, and it's like puzzle pieces that you never knew you had start to come together. Another way you would know it's opening is there's no separation between you and others, between the observer and the observed, the individual and the collective, the creator and the creation. Everything is one, flowing together. Another sign that your third eye is opening is when you have an active dream life or clear, vivid dreams as if they're real. The kind of dreams you don't forget when you wake up because you feel that you can control them sometimes or you're one with them. On a side note, how do you know the difference between dreaming, like of a crossed over loved one, versus a true visit? The difference, most of our dreams we forget. If you have a dream and 20 years from now you could still remember it clear as freaking day, guess what? That was a visit. So why is this important? When you open your third eye, it gives you the ability to see truths or things in a different perspective in life rather than living with your blinders on. It also gives you the ability to look at things, like I said, like a cereal box, as crazy as that freaking sounds, and get messages from it. Day 27. Practice psychometry or the reading of objects. This requires serious number one. Remember the whole be open, believe, trust, allow thing. Along with using all of your clairs to show themselves. More specifically, clairsentience or clear feeling. When you're reading an object's energy, you are reading its aura. That is what you are tapping into using psychometry. For a real life example, have you ever written fog? You know, your bathroom mirrors get all fogged up and you write a little message on the shower. Well, eventually, the shower fog fades away. But that message is still there, right? And it'll become visible every time the mirror fogs up in the future. So this is kind of like there's an energy imprint in everything that's always there. The messages are not, visible under normal circumstances, but with the right method, you can pick up messages from objects. So every physical object has energy and an imprint to it. When you touch something, you can pick up and feel that energy. This is a great exercise to use when connecting with a crossed over loved one by holding something of theirs. Think of it like every object has history. This is also the reason why I cleanse and program all of my jewelry and all of my cards. Think of it this way. How many people have touched a particular item that you've purchased? Even the manufacturing process, handling it. Everything picks up and absorbs energy. So why is this important? I like to use this exercise to protect myself when meeting new people. When I was dating or sitting next to someone new, like close enough that I can feel their energy, not only can you use it for protection, but you can gain insight into the history of something. So like if you're moving into a new home or a historical home, you could also use this to connect with a crossed over loved one, like I said, by holding on to something of theirs. Day 28. Get to know your spirit guides. Oh, this one is deep. And I'm sure it's probably what you've been waiting for since the beginning of this training, right? But you got to put in the work. I laid out over the last 20 some days different things that you can do to make it easier to get you to this point. So if you don't have a good relationship with yourself, you're really going to freaking struggle with your relationship with your guides. If you don't know what a spirit guide is, think of it like your energetic universal teachers and helpers, like guardian angels, ascended masters, etc. Their role and purpose is to support you in coming back into harmony with your true self, to help you remember the truth of who you really are and why you're here, and to help you find your highest path and purpose. Basically, your guides are here to help you on the journey of life. And we have many of them. And they change as you go through life and quote unquote grow up or experience new chapters or phases. We have many guides that we can connect with. Think of it like we in the physical world are going to college. While you're in school or that journey, you have many different teachers and professors, right, with specific areas of expertise. Your guides are just like that. Most of the time whenever I do anything in my business, I work with a business guide. So, you know, sometimes I work with a healing guide, right? When I need to do shadow work or I'm in pain or something's going on, right? We have all different kinds of guides that will make your life freaking wonderful. But this really does require an open mind and serious commitment to open yourself up to that higher energy. Let me see. So the secret here to invite them in, because they do not intervene on your free will. You have to open the door and be patient, as you cannot, again, control how or in what manner someone chooses to respond back to you. So how do you know if your spirit guides have been trying to get your attention? You feel a presence or a sensation with you in a good way. It's never a bad way, like you're not alone. During meditation, you get a jolt or high intensity uplift or feeling of extreme love and light. Sometimes you may see a flash of light zip across the room or out the corner of your eye. You might find yourself all of a sudden aligning with the right books, resources, people, programs, whatever it is that's guiding you in the direction to your life purpose and goals. You may get repetitive ideas or gut feelings or experience a flash of knowing. Spirit guides are really good with synchronicity and lining up blessings and opportunities. They really do guide you, in so many amazing ways. So why is this important? Working with your guides, I feel, is the highest level or most life-changing, insightful information you can receive. It's an amazing game changer in your life that supercharges just how freaking amazing your life can and will be. Day 29, practice seeing auras. This has to do with clairvoyance, seeing things, especially seeing the colors in, on, and around things. It's a lot easier to see colors of living things than something man-made. So for an example, you could see the aura. It's easier to see the aura of your pet or a plant versus, I don't know, a pen. Now, when I say see colors, I don't think you're gonna see like a layered rainbow like the images you would find on the internet. Okay, it's normally one or two colors, and they are, when you're new to this, extremely thin lines, nothing thick or wide, again, that you would see on Google Images. It's so thin, like a freaking toothpick, that you would really have to focus and concentrate. When you know basic color meanings, you can go deeper into reading the energy and what it means. So why is this important? Not only will this help you open up your third eye, but it'll strengthen it with colors to get better clarity. Most of the time when I see something in a meditation or my mind's eye, it's not always in color, or it has minimal color. This is a great exercise to strengthen that gift and fine-tune it. So to give you an example of like not always seeing color, all right, you know how like if you look up the clouds, right? And the clouds, it's generally like white, gray, dark gray, right? A lot of times when I see things in my mind's eye, that's exactly how it is. Again, Hollywood tells you you're going to see something like you're looking at a photograph. It's not like that for most people. Day 30, do shadow work. Oh my God, I am a huge freaking advocate on shadow work. So the shadow is the psychological term for everything we can't see within ourselves. The shadow is the dark side of our personality because it consists chiefly of primitive, negative human emotions and impulses like rage, envy, greed, selfishness, desire, a striving for power. This is all about understanding and recognizing when your ego is in control. The shadow can operate on its own without our full consciousness or awareness. Some of us completely live our lives with the ego or the shadow having the steering wheel. As if our consciousness self goes on autopilot while the unconscious assumes control. We do things we wouldn't voluntarily do and later regret if we catch it. We say things we normally wouldn't say. Our facial reactions, expressions, emotions don't consistently feel right. So, why is this important? Remaining unconscious of the shadow hurts our relationships with everyone, friends, family, ourselves, professional relationships, as well as our leadership abilities. By connecting with your shadow self, you heal, you release life karmic experiences, you experience true personal freedom. A lot of what we covered over the last 30 days was to help you connect with not only your higher self, but parts of your shadow self by really getting to know you on a deeper level, a more intimate level. Like I said, I'm a hardcore advocate when it comes to shadow work because it's a deep energy cleaning and I do it on a regular basis. Sometimes I do it a couple times a day depending on what's going on, just to keep myself and my gifts at optimal prime. The whole point of shadow work is to look at the parts of ourselves that we really don't like and heal them, and then learn how to use it to our advantage.
So there you go. That is all 30 different ways that psychics, mediums, and intuitives not only develop their gifts, but strengthen, enhance, and maintain their connection with the spirit world. Like I said in the beginning, if you would like to go deeper and learn exactly how to do every single one of these exercises that ultimately develop, strengthen, and enhance all of your clairs, under this video is the direct link. I'm going to give you almost 5 hours worth of training. It is well worth that minimal investment. You go have a kick-ass day.